Hey, you know that's Zach opening something. You can tell by the look on his face.
Nobody hears my rapper. Hands fidgeting.
That's such a goblin move, too. Couldn't help myself. Sorry, Zach.
I'm getting in the mindset. You know?
I always get confused who you're referring to.
I know. Zach versus Zachary. It's so rare that I've had like similar Zachs in a single party. It's pretty cool. So we don't have a tier tonight, but that's okay. Wintrude will be playing our role as the bard today. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry that schedules have been getting kind of wacky, but we're getting close to Halaster's tomb and the eventual conclusion of this 30. So welcome to session 35, if you can imagine that. Somehow we've gotten here. But let's go back a bit so we can remind ourselves how we've made it to the final to the point of the Hell's Mouth Gate. After solving on day 17 the challenges to the labyrinth, as well as the wizard's riddles for gaining entrance into the Shadowfell, the team had finally come across the remains of the group that had traveled with Wintrude's sister through the same puzzle of labyrinth of the wizard labyrinth. Here we found some physical remains of Wintrude's sister's party, while affording an opportunity to start to interact with the Shadowfell as well as the Mad Forest that surrounds the access point to the Shadar city of the Hell's Mouth Gate. Here, the team begin to understand that the very heart of this place is trying to take over their minds, turn them against each other, and to create a sense of not only fear and terror in approaching the Hell's Mouth Gate, but making the journey through the maddening forest even worse. About halfway through the journey, the team come across a Shadowfell hag. This hag has been responsible for the containment and curse of the many souls that wander the forest, using this corrupted power to prevent people from traveling through the maddening forest. The team not only defeat her, but Shogo takes this opportunity to take possession of the cauldron that she was using as a way to anchor her existence in the Shadowfell and manipulate those that are dead or undead. The team then free Wintrude's sister, learn more about what brought her down here, and the team then begin to proceed towards the crags, and once through the crags, they arrive to the outskirts of the Hell's Mouth Gate. Welcome to day 18, and I'm counting the days since Skullport, since the arrival into Skullport. So technically, we're day 18 Skullport. There was a previous week, I think, of activity prior to arriving at Skullport. So you guys have now been mostly underground for 25 days, except for the time dilation of you when you went back up into Waterdeep to either purchase new equipment, find out more information, or to reestablish connections back up in Waterdeep.
And the fact we're on a completely different plane now.
Yes, now you're in the Shadowfell. So
Technically underground anymore.
Yeah, so I would say we're probably on day 2 Shadowfell at this point. The arrival, waking up the next day, and now you're coming up on the end of your second day by arriving at the Hell's Mouth Gate. The Hell's Mouth Gate is massive. It's a fortress-like entrance. From right to left, hundreds of feet wide, maybe 50 feet tall. A huge gatehouse entrance towering over each of the gates. Think the Black Gates of Mordor from a size perspective. Just a massive fortress-like entrance. Beyond, you could see the square columns of the city of the Shadar extending beyond this gated entrance. All around you, you can see purple crystalline structures of various degrees and size. To your right, probably taking up a good 80 to 100 feet of an exposed area of the ground, the remains of a dragon. Its huge dragon head, neck, rib cage, folded wings, kind of rotting, just bone and calcified structure. Littered all around, you begin to see the remains of people long since dead. Whether they've come or gone or whether they've made it through this point, unsure. The sealed doors in front of you, the door on the left, the representation of one of the disciples, the door on the right, an obvious representation of Halaster Blackcloak. Meanwhile, bordering these huge doors, you can see magic runes, and a binding of the doors, you can see what looks to be a notion of somebody's writing. Just in simple arcane structure lettering, somebody has written precisely information that feels like either maybe not quite a riddle, but more of a stanza. The gates are sealed. There's no sign of anything moving, but the place feels both dead and aware at the same time. What would you guys like to do?
Winters and Tyr would probably wake up. Maybe? Would somebody wake them up? Or would they still just sleep?
Well, I think before they wake up, I think I'd be going through those cards.
Okay, yeah, sorry. So I was kind of preempting you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah,
Well, now,
so I rolled.
My question is, did we wrap up with a long rest? Is that what we were doing at the time? We were in the midst of a long rest, right?
Tyr and especially Wintrude were trying to get a long rest or like some sleep.
Yeah, because I remember Shogo approached the Hellmouth Gate with the almost palanquin-like, carrying the cauldron, and then Alexander immediately caught up to Shogo, and then obviously I think Wintrude, you began to follow as well down towards the Hellmouth Gate.
Well, no, Orlanth had cast what is it, flying disc or something like that?
Oh, Tender's flying
disc.
disc.
Tender's
That's right,
flying
yeah.
disc, yeah. And so she was sleeping on that. I think Tyr was on that too.
Gotcha. That's where Wintrude and Tyr were. And then Gelmir, you bring up the end of the march going down towards the Hell's Mouth Gate because you wanted to start rifling through the cards.
Yep.
Don't know how I feel about that.
Remember all that prep and the notes and stuff you took? Well,
yeah,
about to blow all that up. So
yeah.
I rolled to see how many cards I'm gonna pull.
No, why would you do that to yourself? That's so perfect.
It's 3.
chaos.
I'll be pulling 3 cards.
I'm so excited.
Oh my god.
You will attempt to pull 3 cards. Whether or not you succeed in pulling 3 cards remains to be seen.
I die 6. That's a little extreme.
But then again, it's Gelmir. Nothing is not extreme.
And the Devil's Pact has already been pulled because Tyr pulled that card.
Right.
Wintrude, the loss of wealth because you lost all your items, that was pulled. Yeah. And then the arcane interlude, the idea of a very unique arcane item had come into existence.
That's how I got the plane shift scroll. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So with that in mind, Shogo, you're leading the way for once. You have your family carrying the cauldron, and you're guiding the team through the cragged landscape, heading towards the Hell's Mouth Gate. Behind you, Alexander, following like immediately behind you and the cauldron bearers. Meanwhile, Orlanth had cast Tenser's disc, allowing Wintrude and Tyr to begin their rest. And bringing up the rear is Gelmir. Gelmir, go ahead and roll a Go ahead and roll a d20 as you reach in to pull your first card.
3.
3. Okay. So
That's not good.
now, for those that might be interested, I have rearranged the deck of many things. What I like to do is with every iteration of the use of the deck, I tend to change things so that everybody's experience with the deck will be completely unique. Rather than the pre-existing deck rules kind of establishing canon, I want everyone to still enjoy the deck of many things, but I want to enjoy the chaos that it brings to the world, because I feel like that's the fun part of the deck of many things. When you read the rules as written with the deck, it is sheer chaos when you read these things. So with the 3, you pull a card with a joker wearing a hat with the background of a mouth. You instantly feel a second mouth growing on your forehead, and you begin to experience vision through your hands. As you begin to realize your right and left hand now have an eyeball in the palm of each hand, and you now have a second mouth forming on your forehead. But the mouth speaks independently of you. And as you're walking, Gilmer, you hear this voice. Why am I here?
Look at that.
Up here.
Where?
Up here.
Where?
No. Take your right hand and look at your face. And you see this eyeball blink. And through it, you can see the mouth talking on your forehead.
Hi.
Yeah, me. Why am I here?
And I just don't respond. Shogo.
Yeah.
You got any experience with mouths and eyes forming on parts of people's bodies?
What the fuck just happened?
And as you
Do I
stare at
even
him,
want to know?
yeah, I mean, as you stare at him, the mouth. Can you? I don't know. I don't know why I'm here. I can't really see. Whatever this thing is, I'm attached to. Can you point your hands at the person you're talking to? I see who you're talking to. And like the mouth is moving in his forehead at this point, Shogun. You can hear the words in very guttural common. You watch as Gelmer brings his hands up, and there's 2 eyes. There's one in each hand, blinking independently of each other. Oh, wow. Are you undead? Is that why you look like that? And why am I in a goblin? What is this? Why am I?
I don't know, Gelmir. Did you do anything that might cause such? I'm guessing this is some form of possession.
I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. It's not really possession, I guess. It's just normally I'm used to, like, holy people calling me forth. And this, I have to be honest with you, this thing that I'm in right now feels like the most unholiest thing I've ever experienced in my life. So I'm not really sure why I'm
Well,
here.
now I have more holes. Now I'm more holy.
It doesn't work that way. The number of holes does not equate to the religious pantheon of my existence. You know what? This is, I get the feeling that this might be.
Guys, I'm super smart now. Did you hear that? I'm smart now. I say smart things now.
Wintrude and Tyr just kind of turn over or shifted. They're sleeping and they're still just snoring.
I need to perform a medical checkup. on this. This is you. Okay, who are you exactly?
I'm Gelmir.
Person speaking out of Gelmir's forehead.
Oh, that's really nice that you called me a person. I appreciate that. My name is Gebersnet is my name. Normally loyal goblins that call forth their goblin-like god. I'm supposed to answer them through their minds, but for some reason, I'm inside this horrific creature, this goblin.
I'm a goblin god now.
No, let's not. No,
I am Gelmir, tamer of dragons, god of goblins.
Oh shit. How? Shogo, give me a medicine check, I guess, to kind of like, you know that the eyes and the mouth are definitely not Gelmir, but they're interacting as if there's something else. But Gelmir's clearly the anchor to this.
Trying to figure out how they're grafted to him and how there's a mouth where his brain should be. Dirty 20.
Now give me a religious check with advantage.
Religion. Let's see.
Oh my
11.
God, true sleepy time. 11? DC was a 10 because you've seen this before through your studies. Gelmir is an avatar, but it's not done very well. Most like the idea of like a holy connection and then creating the avatar is kind of like Oracle in nature, to create an instance of divinity or help or insightfulness. This feels like an avatar was pulled into Gelmir without the avatar's permission. And Grebersnet, you know for a fact, is a lesser god of the goblins. And they are the goblins of misfits, or the god of misfits.
Shoot, what do I want to say about this?
While you're thinking of that, just think of the fun of the alliteration of lesser god of goblin misfits. I think that's really good. That rolls off the tongue in a very poetic manner. It's very...
No, it doesn't. I had a hard time coming up with that. Thank you, Chris.
Grebersnet, the lesser god of goblin misfits. Say that a bunch of times fast.
Damn teachers. I know, right?
All right. Gelmir, I haven't really seen anything quite like this before, but this...
I kind of wish Wintrude was awake right now. just to experience the pure level of chaos that she keeps warning everybody about.
Well, it's gonna be better. She's gonna wake up and like I'm already past it, so I'm gonna like say nothing of it.
Yeah, Gelmir will have transcended into godhood and like somehow resolved the entire adventure.
It's benign.
It's benign.
Somehow.
It's benign.
All right. Well, Garbage Pail, it's me and you for the long haul here. I'm a guy.
Wait,
Garbage
what?
pail.
What? It's my name's pronounced Grebersnet.
That's what I said, Garbage Pail.
No, that's not what it means at all. And you watch as Gelmir's skin color turns a strange shade of gray and blue, almost like there's an emotional response to the false name.
Oh, look, I'm turning blue again. I'm a god again.
Oh, you start turning blue?
Yeah, it's like shades of gray and blue. Shit. I don't know how to get out of this. I'm not supposed to be here. You're not.
Garbage Pail. Shh. I was busy before you showed up. I got things to do. And I started drawing the second card.
So Shogo, you easily watch Gelmir pull the next card at this point. So Gelmir, while you are being possessed as an avatar, which will have some negative impacts, you are now able to call upon divine intervention.
All right. I like it.
You now have that ability. Go ahead and give me a D. Go ahead and give me a D20.
Yeah. 16.
16.
Uh-oh.
No, I can't allow this. This is great. This is something I want to see Shogo do. All right, because I kept this one because I like this one. I just flavored it a little bit differently. As you pull the second card, it is a skeleton with a reaper in its hand and a black tattered banner in the background. As you slowly watch forming in front of you the creation of a Death Knight. And it just springs up in front of you, Gelmir, like so much so in front of you that it like exists right next to Shogo. And this skeletal creature wearing ancient armor and just dark red eyes of hate and chaos in its face, carrying a two-handed weapon, a shield on its back. It just, you could hear the neck bones creak. You could hear the metal of its armor kind of sliding with its movements. Looking at its head tilts towards Shogo, but then its head turns to look at tiny little Gelmir on the ground, looks down at Gelmir. What is thy bidding, master?
Yes. Shogo, how does this work? What do I you do this kind of thing. What do I do?
You're on your own. This
Alex doesn't even know how to respond. He's like smiling the whole time.
this is your fault. Whatever you're doing.
You will poke the sleeping one every 15 minutes.
There are two of them. Which one am I to poke?
Let's like alternate.
Okay. It starts walking and lumbering over the floating disc. And there's Tyr sound asleep and then takes its bony finger, pokes it. Tyr needs to make a con save.
Oh no.
All right, let me double check on his constitution here. Okay, con save +3. Okay, so that's a 19.
19. He avoids being paralyzed. Like
Thank God.
He immediately reacts to something touching him. He wakes up to look at this Death Knight hovering over him, and he looks past the Death Knight to see Gelmir's new mouth in his forehead. Tyr's just like, Gelmir, could you just stop? And he rolls over and goes back to sleep.
Okay. Don't do that anymore. Let's just hang out for a few minutes and we'll figure it out. I got one more card to draw and we'll circle back.
So I rolled a D4. A 1 and a 2 means Wintrude would have woken up. A 3 and a 4 means she's still asleep. So I rolled a 3.
Okay, so yeah,
so she's still asleep. She's still asleep.
All right, I love it. The Death Knight kind of walks alongside Gelmir and just kind of stays at his stride, like where Gelmir's. And so Gelmir now has a forced avatar in his existence and a Death Knight alongside of him.
Why does Gelmir pull the cool cards? I pull the fucking card that made me lose all my stuff.
I could die right now because I have to do one more.
Also, you did pull the card that got us to escape without workshop.
That's true. Yeah, I'm just jealous. I'm just going to be jealous.
I'm just jealous of this chaos. All right, Gelmir, draw the third card.
Oh, God, what a stressful way to start a session.
You did it.
5.
Okay. Ooh.
Ooh. Spicy.
You draw a card that has an hourglass on it. The background is blue and yellow, and the sands of the image of the hourglass are moving back and forth. You immediately read the arcane writing on the card, and it says to change one's past or to incorporate one's future. Basically, as you read this card, you come to realize any event that's occurred, you can now change. And when you invoke the magic, it'll consume the card.
Okay.
So it's an actual card that you can keep on your person and choose to invoke it at will.
Okay. So I've got like a one-time reset.
So he can
of a single event.
He can rewind a single event.
Correct. Well, not even rewind. He can literally like reshape its outcome. So he could say that never happened, or he could say, all right, some of it happened, but we actually won. Or he could say, nope, Shogo, you didn't die. So he has control of a single fate. Is what he has.
Exactly what Gelmir needs. All right. Well, these cards seem to be all beneficial and great. I'll pull the rest later, and I'll put the rest in my back pocket. And yeah, that's that.
I'm still asleep. I'm rolling a d4. I'm doing it legit, but still asleep.
So as the journey continues towards the Mouth Gate, you're less than an hour from the broken plains in front of it. You could see the skeletal remains of other people that have passed near the gate. You can see the skeletal remains of the dragon off to your right. And as you descend out of the crag and into the open plain in front of the Hotmouth Gate, there's a slight 2-foot depth of yellow and red haze, almost like a strange kind of magic fog that is slowly lifting in the area as well. And now the gates stand in front of you, 30 feet tall, 2 sets of the gates. The image of Chenix on the left and the image of Blackcloak on the right. You can see magic writing along the arches of the gate, and then a single kind of statement that seals the gates with just this almost like prophetic writing across the seal.
For starters, I'd like to see if I recognize the kind of magic in the strange haze.
Give me an Arcana check as you do that.
All right. $17.
The magic feels like it feels warm to you, Shogo. It feels familiar. It feels like the magic that the dead use to reanimate themselves. This place feels like death to you, but it's kind of a warming embrace.
I cautiously stick out my more infested arm and stick it into the haze.
No reaction. Your arm goes into the haze and you watch the skin and the wounds and the condition of the arm remains the same.
Wintrude wakes up. I finally rolled a 2.
Yeah, you wake up to see Gelmir with a Death Knight strolling alongside of him as you guys are now coming onto the open plain in front of the Hell's Mouth Gate.
So here's my question, and I've been contemplating this question since last week, just on a logistics level. Is it passive perception that controls that I would notice at like in an immediate way that the cards have been lifted off my like belt or sort of chain I was keeping them on?
I would say, what is your passive perception?
21.
What's your passive insight?
Oh, good question.
Or your passive investigation?
Passive investigation is 21 too.
Yeah, I mean, as you wake up, the tear snoring alongside you and your sister guiding the disc, she gives you the look of concern. Alexander's standing there, Shogo's standing there. But as you stare at Gelmir, you immediately get the feeling that he got his hands on your cards. Because of the chaos of what he looks like and what he's just done. That's beyond Gelmir's skill. You know it is.
Yeah.
So you start
and Shogo
looking,
wouldn't start doing stuff. Or,
you start looking on your person, and that's when you realize your cards are gone.
Did I get a long rest, or did it not qualify as a long rest? Or
it's fine. You can take a long rest. I'm fine with that. It was a long journey.
I just want to make sure for logistical purpose. Okay, let me click that off. I at first my breath catches. I gingerly hop down from the disc. I deliberately with deliberate steps walk over to Orlanth and I whisper in her ear. I had a deck of many things and Gelmir has lifted it off me.
But I'd like to think that this is going to be shocking. I just hope we don't all die the next time he pulls the card. I just kind of feel like it's inevitable, but I'd really like to get through these gates before we talk more about that.
Okay, but how many cards has he pulled?
I think.
Did you see him pull the card? Did you?
No. Well, I saw.
Did
Did
you notice?
Well, you know that feeling you get when you're convinced that you're dreaming, but you're actually awake?
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that all the time right now.
I feel like that too.
So when I was watching your goblin friend,
because I'm like this deep in mist. Also, I'm like looking down and seeing that.
Orlanth, like the two of you are just off to the side enough to where Orlanth points to Alex, points to Shogo, points to the sleeping tear, points to Gelmir. You know, there's the undead family carrying the cauldron. There's the Death Knight standing alongside Gelmir. And Orlanth's just kind of, these are... So you remember the horror section of the Candlekeep that we'd go and get those fictional horror books?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure they were fictional anymore. I mean, just look at this. Look at where we are and look who we've decided to travel with. I'm just saying, these are our choices we made, Wintrude. And to answer your earlier question, I'm frankly terrified of this Gelmir. I think he's probably going to get us all killed.
Oh, well, okay.
And I think he pulled 3 cards. So he did something, and a mouth and eyeballs sprouted on him.
Right.
And then we watched him pull another card after he asked Shogo about the mouth and the eyes.
Yeah.
And now he's got a separate personality in him, which might actually improve his. Anyways,
there's only one way to go up with him. Yeah, personally, right?
Well, and he pulled the second card, and then the Death Knight appeared.
I'm seeing it, and that's why.
And then he pulled the third card and started cackling like a Mad Hatter, and then he put the card in his pocket.
Oh God.
So I don't even know what that third card's gonna. I feel like we should just pay Alexander to kill him and take the cards. It just feels like the right thing to do.
It is noticeable that at all times I am directly blocking the straight line of sight between Gelmir and my family.
Yeah.
As if to act as a shield in case he suddenly explodes.
Okay. We got to get through this gate. We're gonna. I don't know when. We got to talk about this staff and what exactly you think you're gonna do with there's stuff I don't know about Candlekeep and why. Either you want this staff or there's some stuff about the institution I don't understand. But okay, we need to focus on getting this door open. And maybe Tier 2 could help with some arcane. And I start just shaking Tyr to get it. What, bro? Huh?
Bro, it was in the middle of the best dream. This Death Knight had woken up and eaten Gilmir.
Oh.
Tyr
Okay,
looks
well,
over at Gilmir. just got this look of. But then he like takes a moment to talk to himself, like he's talking to a second person. And there's a moment when like Tyr's face just kind of shadows and then shadows back as you wake up.
Oh, yeah, okay. So I'll leave him to you. Like, I'll make rolls for him and stuff. But yeah, is that because of like that's the card he pulled, right? There's a thing going on with his.
Devil's
okay, well, I'll
back.
leave that in your hands. I won't try to interfere with that then. Okay, I'll
And
just do his rolls and stuff.
Tyr gets off the disc and stares at Gelmir, stares over at Shogo and you and Alex and Orlanth, and but then he looks at the gate. He's like, "Oh wow, that's a really big gate. We got to get through this."
So I do have winter. So even with the last level ups and stuff, I have not gotten rid of Eyes of the Runekeeper or whatever it's called, the thing where I can read languages.
Okay.
So am I able to read the writing on the gates, like the sort of magical arcane scrawls or things in areas?
You can give me an Arcana check on the runes.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't know. Yeah, Eyes of the Runekeeper just says you can read all writing, so I don't know if. Okay, so that's a 12.
Okay. The runes spell out 5 schools of magic.
Okay.
Evocation, transmutation, illusion, necromancy, and divination. And there seems to be 5 visual representations of spellcasting.
Okay, from those schools.
Right. And it looks like the runes can be interacted with individually through magic.
Okay.
And as you stare at the writing, I put in the chat for you what you read.
Okay, 1 second.
The StreamYard chat.
Oh, the stream. Yeah. Oh, somebody's got an emergency system warning.
Alert. That's probably Shogo. He's reading his phone.
Yeah. Just a warning.
Yeah. In life, I was a master. In death, a sentinel I stand, guarding the tomb of Halaster in this forsaken land. Answer me this, brave wanderer. If you wish to pass my gate, what's the key that binds us all, yet frees us all from our fate?
It's fire.
I didn't say anything out loud. I was going to say, yeah.
Well, actually, here's the thing. It's written in common.
Oh, it's written in common, so it's not like it's all
everybody's
sort of,
reading this equally, yeah.
Okay, good.
It's fire.
So he could do whatever
he wants. So as Gelmir yells out fire, one of the gates open. And as it opens, along the parapet of the walls and the gate, dozens of skeletons pop up into existence as you watch a massive undead giant stroll through the gate to the front of the gate. Like he just comes strolling out of it and he's wreathed in fire. This undead fire giant comes out of the gate and starts strolling forward slowly and is now running at the group as fast as it can. I need everybody to roll for initiative, please.
Yeah, because you gave the wrong answer, sir. You gave the wrong answer, sir. I just want to make that clear, sir.
Oh, you were prepared for us to give the wrong answer. Look at that.
Why?
But you said fire giant, so
Jason.
Is this one of the new fire giants for the book that just came out? Because that would be interesting.
We shall see about that.
What do I do for the Death Knight for initiative? Did he go on my turn?
Yeah, he'll just go on your turn, and you can use the standard Death Knight stat block. It should be available to you in D&D Beyond.
Jason, Tier's initiative is 11.
Okay.
Nat 1.
Gelman. Oh, I love it. And then Tier, you can put 24/11 for me, Wintrude, just so I know. All right. So with that, let's bring up the appropriate music.
God damn it. Out of curiosity, if I'm able to notice too, when he answers it wrong, does the riddle change? Like, oh, you tried that riddle and you screwed up, or
No, it's just the doors open and then they close. You get the sense that because the magic of the entryway heard Gelmir's words, it sent forward what he said fire, so it sent a fiery threat through the doors. And
so
meanwhile,
Gelmir...
meanwhile the tower, like the towers and the walls, are now filling up with undead skeletons.
So, like, Gelmir, of course, like, he couldn't have said something awesomely adorable like kittens, and then, like, an army of kittens would have come running towards us in adorability. We would have been like...
I will give you a free insight on that. You get the feeling that an army of undead kittens would have come through.
Oh.
So
that's the nature of the fog.
I'm using, like, the real Death Knight stat block?
Yes.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But there's a bit of randomness to it every time he does something, so we'll get there once you use them.
I think it's pretty...
Yeah,
I was gonna say just for the thing of fun's sake, to have like an experienced DM, Zach, you talked about games that you run and stuff, and you have this Death Knight now at your disposal in combat. Like, I wasn't sure if we'd have any combat going on, so that's pretty exciting. I think that's pretty cool.
They're nuts.
It can be. So
in
there's
the last
Death Knight, Gelmir.
In the last adventure with Jason, with the previous group, in one of the penultimate, like leading up to the end adventures or sessions, we had some Death Knights, and I was just like, we're all gonna die.
Oh yeah, that was in the castle. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was in the castle. I have another halfling that I can. Oh no, sorry. Let me go back to the other one. I forgot to put in your sister.
Yeah.
I'd forgotten about that. So for your sister,
I like just not for Wintrude's knowledge, but like, what class do you have her as then?
I have
just
her
out of interest.
as I actually have her as an artificer.
Okay,
that's how I have her.
Very cool. Okay.
And I have her set up as an NPC artificer. She doesn't have all of her kit, like all of her gear with her.
Right.
But she has some spell abilities that can still play out.
Okay.
All right. So with that. Who did I lose? Did I just lose? No, I'm used to having Tyr here, and he's not here. So, all right, Wintrude, you are up with Shogo on deck.
So first off, not an action, just a free action. I scream, "Death! Death! The answer was death!" And I'm frantically at everybody in the gate, and I'm like, "Death! Right?"
As you yell that out, you watch the gates open, and then you watch as a second undead giant starts kind of like walking through it. Although I just lost him. Let me just copy this one. Oops. I always forget that it does that. Right. Okay. As the second one will start coming through the open gate. You don't get the feeling that was the answer, Wintrude.
What's that? Wait, what did you say? Sorry.
You don't get the feeling that was the answer.
It should have been.
So you're up, Wintrude.
In my panic, at the first one that's coming out of the gate, if I'm First off, let me just check range. If I'm within 60 feet of it, am I within 60 feet of it? Or
Oh yeah, you're definitely within 60 feet.
on the first one coming, I go like this and release Sacred Flame on it. So I think it needs to make like a Dex check,
Okay.
and it's DC 15, I think.
That'll fail, and it is vulnerable to radiant, so you can double the damage.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so that's 10 plus. That's 32 radiant damage.
Nice. You guys watch as the radiant beam strikes the creature in the chest. Arcs of purple radiant light go arcing up and down and around it, tearing into its physical kind of existence and crackling off bits of undead skin and bone, slothing off to the ground. But it keeps moving forward.
And then in my movement, I run behind the Death Knight. And I scream at, and I'm yelling at Gelmir, make it do stuff! Make it fight! Save us!
And exclusively pokes things.
Exclusively folks things.
I damn you.
And
that's the end of my turn.
Okay, Shogo, you and your family are up with the bad guys on deck.
I'm not sure if this works because I know it takes a bonus action to command them, but I just want to use a free action to shout at them to get back slightly.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they're allowed to actually follow my orders under this situation, but
I mean, at this point, because you're controlling the family, I would say you're now at the point where it takes a bonus action for you to kind of command them. Yeah. Because it's a little bit more complex now that you have a whole family in tow.
Okay. Whether it works or not, I just shout at them to get back. I sort of shamble forward a little bit. Use what's it called? Spiritual weapon at, I'd say.
Nice.
I need to check what spell slots I have. Yeah, I'd say spiritual weapon at 4th level.
Okay.
And
Cast it in base with it.
yeah. So
it's up
I'm
to like 60 feet, I believe.
yeah, I believe so. And I'm also going to use chill touch on the one that got hurt. So
Go for it.
17 to hit.
Okay. That'll definitely hit. What's the damage type of chill touch?
Necrotic.
As your chill touch strikes the creature, you watch it absorb the energy and part of its wounds begin to rebind. You get the feeling that it's immune to necrotic.
I turn immunity to resistance. So I like
that's right.
we
So-
talked about,
Yeah.
bypassing immunity, but I have no idea what the interaction would be for
So as you watch the spell seem to reform the creature's wounds, you immediately twist the nature of your spell and you push the nature of your spell through the immunity of the creature against necromancy. So go ahead and roll for damage.
all right. So the form
And
that my
take-
spell
And take half the damage.
the form that my spell takes basically, like, I fire a glob of eggs onto the
Okay.
creature, which immediately hatch and begin burrowing into it. It has disadvantage on any attack towards me as the worms begin to try and dig into its muscles and try and gain control over it. It's not full control, but it is enough to make
Right.
it have difficulty attacking me.
Gotcha.
So
Love
that's
it.
7 damage, and for the spiritual weapon, let me see.
Roll a hit on that one.
Yeah. Crit.
Nice. And that's force damage.
Yeah, so that would be, let's see, So 17 plus 17 plus 4, so 38 force damage, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
So as you force the worms into the wound, bypassing the immunity of the creature, you watch as they burrow and dig into the creature's strata, into its skin and bone and muscle and tissue. You then cast the spiritual weapon over to like where the creature is, and it slams itself full force into the side of the undead giant. You watch as part of muscle, bone, and skin kind of spray off in kind of tissue paper like tissue paper like shards and pieces coming off the coming off the giant, and it actually looks a little rough. Like you can see its leg beginning to drag slightly behind it. Its rib cage is now fully exposed. You can see fully exposed muscle and tissue slothing off. So it's definitely taken a good chunk of damage so far.
And I end my turn.
Okay. Did you want to move? Did you
Maybe
want to move at all?
Maybe a bit closer, but to the left. Yeah,
All right.
that's a good spot. Thank
That
you.
brings up the bad guys with Alexander on deck. This one is going to just continue running into the group. This one is going to continue running up to right about there. The one on the right is going to pick up a huge chunk of rock and throw it into the group. I need everyone to make dex saves, please.
Even me, I'm kind of on the other side of it, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately, when the rock hits the ground, it creates a 30-foot diameter spray of debris.
All right. So
13.
13 will fail.
18.
18 will succeed.
Let's see. So they have +2, I think.
14 for me.
That will fail.
Okay.
I rolled for Gribbets, but he's flying. Does he still need to do it?
He can take a dex save with advantage. Reminds me, I gotta put Gribbets out there for you. I'm glad you reminded me.
Tier is 13, so that fails for him.
That fails as well.
Okay.
Does 16 succeed?
16 is the DC.
All right. So, Mika succeeds. Olaf exceeds. Kier does not.
What Gelmir get? Gelmir.
Gelmir and Gribbets both succeed. Death Knight fails.
Okay. So everyone who succeeded take half of 26 points of piercing damage.
Half of 26?
Yep, half
How
of
much?
26.
So I take half a half because of class features, so
Correct. So if you
6 or 7 or
failed the roll, you take 26 points of piercing damage.
okay. So I half that
If
to
you-
13. Okay.
Correct. If you succeeded on the roll, take half of 26 points of piercing damage. If you failed, you take 26 points of piercing damage.
Oh, so let me
And
keep
this
track
rock
of-
just kind of arcs over from where the giant throws it. It lands in the midst of everything. And like there's this giant spray of shrapnel, like sharp edged rock fragments that just spray in the entirety of the area.
My entire family is torn apart.
Oh no.
Which then causes Cauldron to collapse onto the ground. To Tyr or Alex? Tyr has a very large club attack coming at him.
Okay.
That is going to be a 26 to hit.
That'll hit him, yeah.
And
Unless
that
he's got
is-
something that
Negate
have
the
a-
attack.
I mean, cutting words might mitigate
No.
that if he decides to do so.
As a reaction, maybe. Causes me to re-roll, doesn't it?
I think it
He-
subtracts the
He,
his bard
Except-
dice from the attack.
except he currently, I don't think he has it prepared or anything. I don't see it in any.
That's a class feature.
Oh, is this a class?
Yeah.
Oh, so he could. Oh, is that one of those like charisma-based things? He could do it as many times as a bonus or something like that.
I think it's bardic inspiration
Bardic
dice
inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would roll a
or whatever they're called.
D8.
I think
or,
I think he's a. Actually, is he a D8 or a D10 now?
I think it's
He
a
might-
D10 at level.
he might be a D10
11.
at his level.
Yeah. So,
So I
roll a
use a-
D10. You use a reaction and bardic inspiration. I think it's cutting words.
Cutting words. Okay.
I think.
Well, I rolled
And
an
then
8.
that- yeah. So 8 from 26 is an 18.
That still hits.
Does it still?
Yeah, then
hit?
he wouldn't even have used it. He wouldn't.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah,
even
he wouldn't have
it.
used it. Okay. got
Okay,
it.
that's fine. Take 21 points of bludgeoning damage.
Fudge. 26?
21 points of
Or
bludgeoning
21.
damage.
All right.
I don't hear so well. Okay, 65. Okay, got it. Dude, he's getting wrecked. Like, I just let me get this poor guy killed. Sorry.
That'll finish the bad guy's turn, with one exception. The ballistas on the wall are going to all launch outward. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 ballistas. And one is going towards the Death Knight. That is a 9. That'll miss. One is going towards Alexander. 17. I think that misses, correct?
Misses. Yeah.
Okay. One towards Gelmir. Ooh, that's a 22.
That hits.
And then one towards Wintrude, which is a 13. I think that misses.
That misses, yeah.
So I think Gelmir's the only one that gets hit. That's going to be 12 points of piercing damage.
Ow.
As the 4 ballista bolts arc out and arc down into the crowd, while everyone else is able to dodge and get out of the way. Gelmir tries to pivot out of the way, but the shaft and spearhead of the ballista bolt just kind of shreds across his chest, like opening up wounds. And you hear this guttural, "Ow! Oh, why does that hurt?" As the mouth on his forehead like yells out in pain. All right, that'll finish the bad guy's turn. Alexander, you are up with Tyr on deck.
Okay. So
You're currently in base with this giant here, and there's another giant coming up and around from the flank.
okay. So I kind of like tell Wintrude, to be honest, I think this is meant to be my patron is from the Shadowfell. And I cast bonus action Hex on the guy that's in base with.
Okay, so he's currently hexed.
I want to banish the other dude, but I don't know, I might get do I get disadvantage if I cast a spell in base? I think I do, right? Even with Warcaster? Because Warcaster's just concentration, I think. So.
Well, hex is a spell or a cantrip?
No, yeah, Hex is a bonus action, just an ability.
Oh yeah, your patron ability. That's right. Okay.
Patron ability, and then I'm thinking of trying to banish the other one, but I might
Ooh.
just try to whack this dude. I'm just gonna whack this dude.
Okay.
Yeah, my character's really strong at level 12.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so I am gonna do. If I can attack twice with my pack weapon, can I do the Great Weapon Master feat twice? If I want to take the -5 penalty.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay.
I love that. Because
So I'm
it
gonna-
kind of fits into the fact that Alexander's in his element now. He's in the Shadowfell. He can feel his patron's energy pulsing around him. You know, you just hexed this massive creature with very little effort, and you just bring all that strength into your great master's weapon, and you just bring the packed weapon into existence, and just start cleaving into this creature.
Okay, so first attack, it's going to be a -5. We'll see what. Oh, that's not great. It's a 12, so it's probably going to miss.
12 will miss.
And then the second attack. Oh my god, it's a 10.
you're like in that intoxicated rage. Like you finally feel all that energy, that dark energy from your patron fill your body, but you're not used to it. So as you strike at the creature, your blade just bounces off of its hardened hide and desiccated form. You feel your blade like reverberate. And then you do it again, and you feel it reverberate yet again.
Maybe I shouldn't take the -5 next time. All right. All right, that's my turn.
That'll finish Alexander's turn. Tyr is up with Gelmir on deck.
Does just a quick check on something? Is it Tyr's sword that Tyr's sword also casts fairy fire? Am I correct or incorrect?
Correct. He can invoke fairy fire with his sword.
And so he's got to hit. What's his to hit with his sword? Actions. Sorry. I want to keep Tyr back actually, so he's just going to cast fairy fire.
Okay, Tyr's currently in base with this giant.
Oh, he's currently in the base. Oh, so he should try to strike it anyway. I got it. It's not like he's getting out of it anyway. So let me roll his attack there with this sword.
Okay, go for it.
That's a 19.
That'll hit.
So 1d8 plus 4. So the this is 1d10 plus 4.
Correct.
Okay.
It's a more powerful sword.
Okay,
Because it's technically a magic weapon.
Well, check this out. I rolled a whole 5 with the plus 4. So wow. But
now the creature is lit up with fairy fire.
Yeah, it is lit up with fairy fire. Okay. And then he is. I think he would move just to the far side of it, where it keeps the other giant. That giant that he's in base with. Yeah, that way. Just kind of using this guy as a shield against the other guy coming.
Okay, I'll finish his turn.
Does he? Is Bardic Inspiration a bonus action?
It is.
Then he's gonna say, "You got this" to Alex for Bardic Inspiration.
Alex,
So
you have a
plus
D10
10.
Bardic Inspiration now. Gelmir, you are up, and then we'll be at the top of the second round.
So is it like I use my bonus action to command the Death Knight? So it's like Gribbets or the Death Knight kind of a thing?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Well, the first thing I'll do is I just want to kind of bring my hand to my face and be like, "Garbage Pail, are you any good in a fight?"
I don't know. You just got almost skewered through with a ballista bolt, and it really hurt. I mean, maybe we should just run. That might be a good idea.
All right, moving on. Alphonse, it's me and you this time. And then I'm going to shoot the guy in front of me.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. If I like kind of pivoted around the base, would I be able to get like into a spot where they're in a 30-foot cone of each other?
Yeah, I'd be like, if you wanted to come like over here and then like angle like in a certain way.
Yeah, would I hit whoever that is?
Yeah, you get both of them.
Is that Alex? Would I hit him too?
You would definitely hit Alex too.
Oh, sorry, Alex. I am going to do that and cast Dragon's Breath.
Okay.
Well, not
Is that
cast,
a save?
just gonna-
That's a ranged hit, right?
Yeah, it's a dex save.
Dex save. Gotcha. Alex, give me a dex save. Both giants will fail their dex save. I got a natural 1 on one, and a 5 on the other.
A 9.
9, that'll fail as well.
Son of a biscuit.
There we go. All right, yeah. So I'll just kind of move over to the side, and Gelmir yells out so everyone can hear. I am a goblin god, and then lightning just erupts from my mouth, and 34 damage to all of you.
So with
in the
that,
cone?
yeah, like this cone erupts of lightning, and because of where Alex is, Alex, you feel the full brunt of the lightning damage strike your back, but it arcs up into the giant to your left and the giant to your right, and with each strike of the lightning bolts, like pieces of skin, bone, and muscle come flying off the different creatures. The one on the left is now looking rough. It's taken quite a bit of damage.
And then I'll point to it in bonus action. I'm going to have Alphonse go up to it and attack it.
I almost want a hellish rebuke. Ghelfi.
I know. Dude, that would be so cool. No lie.
Oh shit!
Ow! Like, and then the avatar screams out in pain on Gelmir's forehead. Oh, why does everything you do hurt?
And then the Death Knight has advantage, right? Because of the fairy fire, is that right?
He does, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see for the first attack. That is a 15.
That's its armor class. That'll hit.
Yeah, it's got a plus 11, so we're doing good. And it's immune to necrotics. I don't even need to worry about rolling that. Is that right?
Yeah, I would say through Shogo's interaction with it, even though they were able to push their magic through the resistance, when you saw the worms burrow into it, you would have heard Shogo yell out, it appears to be immune to necrotic.
Yeah,
All right,
Chill
so I'll
Touch
just roll.
prevents regaining hit points regardless.
Correct.
So that's
Okay.
12 damage for the first attack, and he's going to do 2 more.
Okay. He does have multi-attack.
We've got with advantage, that's a 27. And then for the third attack,
That'll definitely hit.
the 28. 2d10 plus 10. And so for the next 2 attacks, it'll be another 19 damage.
Total?
Yeah.
So you watch as the Death Knight strodes forward with this grimace on its face. It comes right up next to Alexander, and 3 times just digs into the creature. Bone and meat and everything's like flying off of it. The creature kind of wobbles a bit from the brutality of the attack. Manages to regain its balance, but it is looking very rough, barely up on its feet.
All right, then I'll use Fury of the Small to deal an extra 12 damage to it.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
You just watch the creature stagger. It grips onto its axe like it's just trying to hold itself together. Barely.
It's still alive?
It's still alive. Well, it's still
Damn it.
undead, but it's still up on its feet.
Then I'll also make it my favorite foe and deal an extra d6.
Give me a d6.
3 more.
So, you guys watch this Gelmir. I am a god. I fucking hate you. And just screams at the undead giant as it just collapses into ash, bone, and desiccated skin piled up on the ground.
I had to use a lot of stuff to do that, but that's the end of my turn.
It literally had 2 hit points left when you did.
Oh, sweet. That is awesome, dude. So good.
All right, that'll finish Gelmir's turn and his strange menagerie. That'll take us to the second round. Wintrude, you are up with Shogo on deck.
I'm going to go ahead and cast Guiding Bolt on the other one.
Okay.
Okay, so Guiding Bolt. What is that? Shit. Yeah, that's a 15. So that misses.
That's what I say. It's AC. Yeah, I think that's its armor class, right?
Yeah, I got 8 plus 7, so that's 15 that I rolled.
Yeah,
so.
that's its armor class. Yeah.
Oh,
Good.
sweet!
Yep.
And then we have advantage on that, or how does that?
No.
The next one does.
Isn't that what guiding bolt is? The next attack, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
The next attack would have any next attack has advantage.
Yeah, sorry, I got confused. Sorry, Alex.
Yep.
He's gonna kill it right now, so he's saying there is no next attack. That's what it is. That's what it is.
That's fair. Alexander was really ready to show off his damage and just didn't.
So this is radiant damage. So you said to double it.
Yeah, it's radiant.
Oh, it's 5d6. Sorry. Let me roll this again because I totally screwed this up. Sorry. That's 8, 10, 16, 20, and then 20. Let me do it again. 22, 8, 32, 37 radiant damage
Nice.
from this bolt. I just.
What else would you like to? Yeah, you watch once again that radiant bolt slams into it, and all the radiant arcs kind of like crisp and crisscross across its skin and bone, pieces of it shedding off, and the whole body with the radiant arc light that strikes into it is lit up. So the next attack has advantage.
So what I do is oh no, on the current turn, blah blah blah. I'm gonna go ahead and who can I hide behind? I'm gonna use my bonus to. No, I'm just gonna move closer to Orlan.
Okay.
And then I say, "Is there anything you can do?"
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Okay.
You can see she's doing like she's putting
Okay.
something together, like with her hands, and you can hear her mumbling and kind of like invoking some kind of spell.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Sugar, you are up with the bad guys on deck.
I basically when I see my family get pulped, I kind of, let's see, what's the range on that? I'm kind of torn between doing something that's actually tactically viable and what I actually want to do.
Hey, it's your character. Play it the way your character would do it.
Exactly.
One of the things I love about Alexander's character, now that he's in the Shadowfell, he's starting to be a little bit more in tune with his pack.
All right. 5th level vampiric touch, then as I sort of start letting out these wet guttural shrieks as I charge forward towards the thing.
Did you have to touch it, right?
Yeah, so to attack, and I roll a natural 1.
Oh, no. Oh, no, you have advantage. You have advantage because guiding bolt.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Guiding
you
bolt.
do. Yep, because of guiding bolt,
Yeah.
you do. Good catch, Gelmir.
and I rolled a 2, so
Oh, no! You guys watch is in a rage. Shogo just goes running towards the giant, and as you do, you get up into base with it, and its huge form looks down at you, and just immediately as you go to slam into its leg, it just tilts its head and then moves its leg out of your way.
and for my bonus action, my spiritual weapon slams into it. So let's see.
Your spiritual weapon is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 feet away.
Okay, that's the second natural 1 this round.
Well, you have to use your bonus action to move it into base, and I think it only moves 20 feet.
Oh, it's over 20 feet away.
Yep, it's 35 feet away. So moving it
Gotcha.
will put it right there.
Okay, I'm moving as close as I can.
Okay.
I'm glad that natural 1 was wasted then.
Gotta get it out of your system.
Yeah.
All right, that'll finish your turn.
Yep.
Okay. The big guy is going to bonus action stomp on you. That's going to be a 26 to hit.
That hits. I just imagine myself face planting in front of it, and it just stomping on my head.
That's going to be 18 points of force damage. I need you to make a strength save, please.
Strength. All right.
Yep.
18.
18. You managed to slip out from underneath its foot. You are not knocked prone, and you're not grappled. He basically was going to place his foot on you and hold you in position. But you managed to just like at the last moment skitter backwards and get away from the effect of him stomping on you. But
My body's
frustrated-
seeming to move in ways that the human body was not meant to contort. I twist out of the way.
And with frustration, he brings up the massive stone axe and just brings it down on you.
Sugar,
That's
you're
gonna
fine.
be
Suck it up. Walk it off. Walk it off.
That's going to be a natural 20.
God,
Oh no.
Is this where I need to use? Oh wait, no, I can't. Not on a crit.
That is going to be 29 points of bludgeoning damage.
so 29 plus, what was the first one?
29 plus 16.
Got it, thank you.
It's not a TPK, it's a TFK. It's total family kill.
right. Shogo's creating a new category for us.
All right, that will finish the giant's turn.
Oh, now we got
There are
ballistas.
now 4 more ballista bolts coming into the crowd.
No.
It's like
I got
Warhammer
one-
over here.
Yeah,
Oh.
I got one coming at Tyr, one coming at Alexander, one coming at Gelmir, and one coming at Shogo. So I'll roll Shogo first with advantage because they have height. That's going to be a
Sweet.
19 on you, Shogo.
That hits.
That hits.
Shogo actually has really bad armor class for
That's
this
going
level.
to be 14 points of piercing damage.
No, Shogo.
Tyr, that's a 20 or 24 for Tyr.
24 for tier. That hits or something like that.
That's going to be 11 points of piercing damage.
11 points.
Alexander, that's a natural 20.
It's beautiful. He's ready for it.
That is going to be 9, 11 plus 4, 15 points of piercing damage.
15 points. You
Okay,
can't do
I
that
am
to a
going
god?
to. Might as well. Hellish Rebuke it. Is it a waste? I don't know.
What's the maximum range on your Hellish Rebuke?
Oh, you're right. It's too
A
far.
million.
I give you Gelmir godlike powers.
The shadow fell.
Destroy one of those ballistas would have been nice. All right.
All right, so the last shot's coming on you, Gelmir, because I did one on Tyr, Shogo, Alexander. Last one on you, Gelmir. That's going to be a dirty 20.
That'll hit.
And that's going to be 12 points of piercing damage.
I don't like it.
No.
Then all of the skeleton archers are going to use the lair ability of Shadow of Arrows. I need everyone to make dex saves, please.
They don't have to though. Trust me.
All of us?
Yep, everybody.
15.
I need to get that feat that gives me like dex saving throws is what I need.
yeah. Then, like, if you could see it, you get advantage.
Yeah. 5.
Your dex saves have been shitty today, Alex.
Yeah, all my rolls today.
All right,
Wait, let me see.
Wintrude, what did you and Tyr get?
Listen, let me see here. Let me just make sure I have my.
That 34 hit points that Gilbert did to me did not help. Did more than the ballista, the crit. Twice as much, actually.
I know, right?
Exactly twice.
Lightning is tough to control, alright?
Shit. 13.
13 for you, Wintrude.
Yeah.
And how much for Tyr?
Oh, tier. Sorry, tier.
Oh, God.
Dex save. 14.
Both those will fail, so take 9 points of piercing damage. Shogo?
9 for me too.
Yeah, 9
15.
points of piercing for that's the DC, so you are good. You take no damage. Alexander, you take 9. Gelmir, what'd you and the Death Knight and Ribbits get?
All three of us failed.
Okay, so that's 9 points of piercing damage.
All
Just
of
like
us.
off the tower walls and the walls themselves, just like dozens of arrows kind of arc out and start just randomly slamming down into the area that you guys occupy. Wintrude, you see your sister take an arrow like right to the shoulder as she like staggers back from the effect.
Not to the knee. We're not going to do any Skyrim. We're not going to.
No.
She used to be an adventurer.
I try to follow the theory of heads and shoulders.
Okay.
All right, that'll finish the bad guy's turn. Alexander, you're up with Tyr on deck.
Okay, how many feet though from the giant to the wall? Like if I want to do some sort of teleport and jazz.
Yeah, let me double check that really quick. It is 95 feet.
Almost. Okay, so I could do that though. Ooh. Could save that for after the giant's dead though. 20-foot radius spear. I can just whack him.
Oh my god!
No, I gotta kill the giant. Okay, so I immediately like run and jump in and swinging into the giant. How does Bardic Inspiration work again?
You can
Yeah,
use it as a save or attack roll.
Attack
So
roll.
you just roll it. You just roll your attack roll first. If I'm perfectly fine. If you miss, then you can say I use my Bardic Inspiration.
I use my Bardic Inspiration.
So roll a d10
Okay.
and add that on top of your attack roll.
Okay, so that's -5 + 9, which is 4, so 22.
22 will definitely hit on the first one.
And then I'll just do the first one's damage right out the gate. And that will be 11 plus the 10 for great weapon, so that's 21 plus okay, so I have Life Drinker, which is like 5 necrotic damage, but he's immune, right?
He's immune to necrotic, yes.
Okay, so I guess 21, and he is not hex, so I think it's 21
Okay.
for the first hit.
All right, go for your second one.
And the second one, it doesn't even matter. I miss. And that is. I was gonna say I don't use great weapon fighting, but it wouldn't have made a difference. I rolled a 2. So.
Oh.
And then can I rotate around to his backside?
Yep, I'm okay with that. You have enough movement.
Because I'm trying to get
You just
closer and closer to this wall. Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. That's
That'll
it.
finish your turn. Tyr is up with Gelmir on deck. Oh my god, Gelmir the demon boss. What am I gonna do with you?
Start worshiping him as you should.
I know, right?
Just the only logical thing to do at this point.
Well, there's still that unknown quantity of the tattoos that were placed on him inside the evil temple, so God only knows what that's gonna do.
Oh, that's going to
Alright,
react to the
you're up,
fact
Chris,
that
with
he's
Tyr.
divine avatar.
Tyr is going to cast Fairy Fire on the big giant there.
Okay.
We're all gonna
is
get
there-
hit.
Is there?
Shit, yeah, because you moved behind him just now, didn't you?
Well, Shogo's right here, and
yeah, so I have nowhere to.
and Alexander's right behind it.
I guess you could possibly do it if you do it off to the right a little
No,
bit.
I will just Tyr will heroically charge, and he will use the Sword of Fairy Fire to try to strike.
Okay.
That's
That's nice.
so. Let me see. So let me just roll a.
Does that still require concentration? That sounds really strong.
So that's a 21 to hit.
21 to hit. What are you doing again?
So he's running and striking into its ankle.
Gotcha.
Probably the left ankle or the right ankle, depending on the angle, with the Sword of Fairy Fire.
Okay.
So
22 will definitely hit.
So that's a 1d10 damage.
And it
Plus
is
4.
lit up with fairy fire.
It's that's 13 piercing
13
damage
points.
or
Yep.
slashing damage. excuse me.
Slashing. Yep.
Yeah.
And does he get fairy fire?
Yeah,
Yep,
he's fairy fired
currently
from the strike of the sword.
from the strike.
And
of
is
the
that
sword.
concentration? You still have to hold it?
Yep. Nope. It lasts up to the beginning of Tyr's next turn.
And then he's gonna turn around and say, "This is your fight song. Give back my life song." To Wintrude, giving her bardic inspiration.
Perks of controlling the bard.
Yeah. It's so true.
And that's the end of his turn.
All right, Gelmir, you're up, and then we'll be at the top of the third round.
Oh man, there's something I've always wanted to do because it's like super absurd, and I think I could do it right now, but it could also be like the biggest mistake I've ever made.
I am so intrigued. I'm almost like you need to do it just because I'm intrigued.
It has such a high chance of going very, very poor, and a very small chance of going super, super cool.
But does it feel like something Gelmir would do in this instance?
Yeah, it really does. Okay, I'm gonna walk up to this giant, and
So you're now in base with it.
let's just see how crazy this gets. I'm gonna pull out the deck of many things and hold it up. And then
Okay.
I'm gonna, for my bonus action, I'm gonna have the Death Knight cast Command. And
Okay.
the Death Knight is gonna command the giant to draw.
Okay. Oh, that's a wisdom save on command, right?
I believe so. Yeah. DC 18.
Okay. Here's your challenge. It's not. I love the idea of it. I'm not sure how a giant hand is going to pull a card.
It doesn't adjust to size of whoever's pulling it because it's magic.
Yes,
It's
it
not like the whole
does. So
thing?
what happens is, you guys watch as Gelmir just strides up to the base of the giant, and looks over at Alphonse and Alphonse, make it draw a card. And you watch as Alphonse reaches out its hand and twists and yells out the command, draw a card. You watch as the remaining cards of the deck begin to kind of like form up into like this large extension of itself, and the cards kind of fan out in front of the giant. The giant, with this confused look on its face, just starts reaching down towards the cards, just like arcing down, the giant hand pulling one of the giant cards.
Did he fail to save?
Yeah, he failed. He rolled a 5 - 1. Gelmir, roll a d20. Don't even
It's a
know how to
9.
do it. A 9?
And that's how we created an undead god.
I've always wanted to use the deck of many things as a weapon.
Okay. So, when he pulls the card, and then it's almost like he's almost too dumb to interpret the card. So he like pulls out the card, looks at it, and does anyone speak giant speak?
Common, deep, draconic, goblin, undercommon. No.
Can
Yeah,
undead even
no.
speak?
Yeah, giants have their own speech.
Thistle, uncommon.
Goliaths know giant speech by
This tier?
definition.
I know a giant can speak. I'm asking if a giant undead can speak because
Sure,
skeletons
I mean,
and
like,
zombies generally
he-
can't talk.
I know this one like pulls the card, and it's also almost like he's unable to interpret the card, and you watch as he immediately just turns into a small bird. And he's like floating in the air as just this small undead sparrow. And it's like a desiccated bird, desiccated sparrow. And then you watch as it turns into something else. Like it turns into an undead elephant, and then it turns into an undead worm. It then turns, like it's turning into things rapidly. So it turns into like 12 different things, and it keeps cycling into these 12 things. Gelmir, give me a D12.
Oh, shit. Oh, God.
It's a 5.
A 5?
It's a bear.
Watch as it turns. You guys watch as it turns in.
A grizzly bear.
Please, this is the kitty we've been hoping for. No! Kitty! Oh, God.
It's perfect.
You guys watch as it turns into a massive undead dragon. And just kind of... And it's like, it
The
doesn't
worst
know
of
what
the
to
worlds.
do. It doesn't know what to do. Like, it's looking around, confused.
All right. You work for me now.
You watch as the card gets consumed by the magic being used.
And that's just what I'll say to it. I'll be like, you work for me now. I'm the master of dragons, god of goblins. That'll be the end of my turn.
After your turn, before we go to the start of the third round, you watch as Orlanth kind of like turns to look at this creature come into existence. And then she sets something on the ground, this little wind-up toy that's like in the shape of a cannon. And it kind of whirs over into the middle of the ground, but the ballistic arch of the cannon kind of like points up towards the dragon, and there's this huge explosion of energy. And you watch this radiant light come out, and it consumes the toy at the same time. The entire form of the creature is racked and rocked from the effect. You can see bone and shards kind of flying off the form of the undead dragon, landing on the ground as this huge explosive hole appears in its left rib cage. And you hear Orlanth look at you. I was kind of hoping that would do more damage. I'll make another one. And she starts, as her bonus action, she starts making another ballistic cannon.
This time, shoot the wall!
Yeah, the dragon's on our side. Maybe.
What? And she just looks, and she just starts making another ballistic toy. So that'll take us to the top of the third round. Let's go ahead and take our 5-minute break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we'll do the second half.
Okay.
Oh my God, this is killing me. Killing me, Smalls. I love how Chris is, when he takes his break, it's his little kitty.
Maybe I should add a profile pic.
That's easy enough to do. I just wish they'd make the profile pic bigger, so that you could actually like crop it outward and have it fill up all the blank space.
I'm trying to figure out a way to tame this thing. I feel like I could actually do it, but if it weren't for the interference of everyone else, I think I could probably actually manage it.
If it wasn't for the help of my friends, I could figure this out.
I'm wondering if I should try or just try and kill it. Decisions.
Well, it's definitely going to be interesting during its next turn. We just gotta go wait for Wintrude to come back because we're only at the top of the third round. And you guys still haven't answered the riddle yet. You've just been defending against the two fire failed. What was the other one? Death. I think Wintrude yelled out death.
Mm-hmm.
Was the answer, and that failed.
Aren't death and fate kind of analogous? Dying doesn't free you from fate. Dying is your fate.
Oh, you mean my answer I got wrong?
Yeah.
The
answer's death.
Outside the the game, so I'm not Wintrude's not saying. I wonder if the answer is choice. I was gonna throw that at you guys. I don't know or something. I can't.
That was actually my guess. So I don't know.
Yeah, you should have shouted. Sorry. I just wanted to add didn't mean to add an extra giant.
In life, I was a master. In death, a sentinel. I stand, guarding the tomb of Halaster in this forsaken land. Answer me this, brave wanderer, if you wish to pass my gate. What's the key that binds us all, yet frees us from our fate?
Alphonse.
You watch as a dozen Death Knights come strolling through the gateway. All right, Wintrude, you're up with Shogo on deck. We're at the top of the third round.
Is it possible to gather like some insight of, is the giant dragon bone thing hostile?
You can give me an Arcana check as a bonus action.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if it's looking confused or what the hell's going on. So that's a 22.
Yeah, I mean, magical effects, and looking at this creature, it to you from your studies, and you could see things on like engraved into the bone of the body itself. This thing is a Draco Lich. It's an actual Draco Lich.
So you can't just go around commanding it or like.
I mean, you get the feeling that whatever decision that card forced it to make, it probably made a decision based on its own idiocy. Like it's not smart enough to know how to interpret the card, and whatever happened, this almost feels like the intent of the card backfired, and it just created this random outcome for the creature that it became a Draco Lich. And those are very sentient, powerful creatures. You doubt that anyone's going to be able to control it.
Son of a bitch.
Well, I said it could go wrong.
And I just cast Guiding Light. And I just go, son of a bitch. It's just trying to hit it. So let me roll my attack here and see if I need my bardic inspiration. Let me see. Spells. What's my bonus on Guiding Bolt? Okay. Oh, so that's a filthy 20.
Filthy 20 will just barely hit.
Okay. Oh yeah, duh. I had the old AC in my head. Okay, so this is it gets this is
Wait, but it has fairy fire, right?
It is still fairy fired until the beginning of Tyr's turn.
Okay.
So, because basically each time Tyr hits anything with that blade, the creature it strikes will have fairy fire effect until the beginning of Tyr's next turn.
Yeah, it wasn't a crit. So what is that? 5. That's 8. That's 11. That's 17 radiant damage. If that
17 radiant damage.
Yeah.
And you watch as the radiant light strikes into the creature. It arcs the radiant kind of energy through its body, cracking bones, flaking off some of the effects of the radiant light. But you don't get the feeling that it is vulnerable to radiance anymore.
Got it. Okay. And I shout out to Gelmir, no more cards!
Yeah, I did good.
You watch Scared. Yeah, I'm gonna do one more.
No!
All right, that will finish your turn, Wintrude.
Yeah.
Did you want to move at all? Currently, you're by your sister.
No, I want to stay by her. Yeah.
Okay. That in mind, Shogo, you are up with the bad guys on deck.
I immediately sense that the situation has completely changed. Like this thing, this creature is nothing like the thing that we were just encountered before.
He looks friendly.
Yeah. I immediately yell out to everyone, "Stop! We can reason with this thing. We don't need to fight." And I attempt to cast calm emotions on everyone, like, around me.
What's the maximum range of effect on that?
Let me see.
Because Alex is in base with it, Tyr's in base with it, Gelmir's in base with it,
20
and you're in base
foot,
with it.
60 feet, 20 foot sphere.
Okay, so that would catch everything, and that's a wisdom save, correct?
Yeah. Oh, no, it's a charisma save 16.
Okay, so Gelmir, Tyr, and Alexander, give me charisma saves. Oh, good lord, that's stupid. Sometimes dice
The
rolls don't make sense.
27?
Okay. Because you're charisma based, right, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's a warlock.
Yeah. Gelmir, what'd you get?
You can willingly choose to fail the save, I believe.
Gelmir and Gribbets both fail, but the Alphonse succeeds.
Okay.
He would have advantage, right, on stuff like that. Does it definitely have advantage on fright, or is
Yeah.
it immune?
He's got advantage. He rolled a 22 anyway.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah, but he also has some
What did-
condition immunities.
What
Yeah.
did Tyr get? Richard?
Oh, Tyr. Wisdom, right?
Charisma.
Charisma.
Sorry, I am not on it. That would be a 15.
15. I rolled a dirty 20 for the Draco Lich.
I continue to, like, yell out at it. You have been freed from your bindings. We have no reason to fight each other.
Could Tyr do cutting words against the Dracolich's save?
He could, as a reaction.
Oh, could he?
Yeah.
I think
What?
that would be a good one.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, that's a good idea. So would I roll a D10?
Yeah,
A D10. Okay.
Yep.
and subtract it from the save. Let's see if we can get Shogo to pull it off.
It was a 4.
4 from a dirty 20 is a 16. What's your save for calm emotions?
16.
Still saves.
Damn it.
16
barely.
minus a 17. What?
Sorry, gang.
Trying to think if there's any way I can boost it up somehow, but I don't think there's anything.
I'm seeing if there's anything I can do too.
So with this, you're watching Shogo trying to interact with this thing. While some of you nearby are affected by the calm emotions, and as you feel this intense like urge of Shogo trying to just calm things down well enough to hopefully try to negotiate with this thing, the huge Draco Lich's eyes flare like a purple radiance. Its mouth kind of arcing backwards and open. Its huge bony wings spread out as it begins to levitate over everybody.
Not good.
And its huge head looks down at Shogo and just like goes in to bite Shogo. Because the bad guys are going.
Cool.
That's
Not-
going to be a 33 on the bite.
Misses.
He whipped it, man.
And that's going to be... why are these dice falling out of my hand? That's going to be 31 points of piercing damage.
Jesus.
Are you immune to necrotic? Shogo, did you decide that?
Don't think I have any. I don't think I actually even have resistance, even though I feel like that would be
Okay.
appropriate. But
I'm going to say you have resistance based on what we had come up with to flavor your character. So go ahead and give me a con save after it bites you.
all right, so let's see. The bite was for 31, right?
Yeah, 31 points of piercing damage.
For con 19.
19's good enough. You will take no necrotic effect since you saved. It's going to make 2 claw attacks on Gelmir.
Doesn't have to.
have a
That
question.
is a 9 plus 15 is a 24.
I have
And
a
a
question.
11 plus
Sorry.
15 is a 26.
Yeah, they both hit.
Okay. That is going to be... Ooh, max damage. 18 plus 10. 28 points of slashing damage.
Alright.
And then 3 1s. 3 plus 10, 13 points of slashing damage for both claw strikes.
So 40 total.
3 plus 10 is 13. Yeah, no, 13. 18 plus 10 is 28.
41
20
total.
Correct. Just watches the creature just rages in anger, slashing down at Gelmir. And then it tries to snap and gobble up Shogo. And the creature is now just like using its bony wings to fly, but it's more about the magic of the creature that's keeping it aloft at this point, like right above all of you. So you're still considered in base with it.
When it tries to bite me, can I use my reaction to kind of like burrow my way for, like rip the inside of its mouth as it drops me after the bite and try and climb inside of it?
Do you have a reaction ability that lets you do that?
Not really, no.
So
Right.
you can only really get an attack opportunity if he moves away from you. Technically, he's not moving away from you.
I'm just saying that when it tries to eat me and has me in its mouth, I would just like to stay in that general, like try and
You
cling.
want to stay in its mouth?
I prefer to go a little further down, like crawl forward through its throat, but I imagine that's only something I could do on my turn.
Correct.
But
So
yeah,
I'll
I
give
guess
you
that
an
I
option.
would.
I'll give it a contest, right? So you can use either athletics or acrobatics as a reaction to try to stay in its mouth when it chomps down on you.
I'm probably not going to win against it. Trivial. Or maybe I can roll natural 20. 22.
Heyo.
What'd you get?
22.
I
It's
rolled a 5 plus 10, 15. So I'll say as it chomps down on you and tries to move away from you, you grab onto the interior fangs of its mouth. All of you watch as Shogo is now up in the creature's mouth, kind of like purposely hanging on to the interior of its mouth. So you are now, I did not move that. Why does that do that?
I know. I know.
Banishment, man.
Yeah. I'm like, I didn't even move that thing out of...
I have to end up using like the pin on the right side just to like bring them back because I always like lose them.
Sometimes, and I think it's because of the way I'm zoomed in, and the system's still not quite intuitive enough to know that there's a difference at the scale of being zoomed in. So Shogo is in its mouth. You can see his legs, or their legs, kicking as they hold on to the interior of the mouth of the creature. I do need to roll a d6. Okay. That is recharge. All right. So that'll finish your turn, Shogo.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Actually, it went. So it attacked, and that was your reaction to being attacked.
Yeah.
So the creature is done. However,
Ballistas.
there are 4 ballista shots coming.
Is the lair action done?
No, it all happens during the same turn.
Do they get a lair action every turn? I guess is what I'm asking.
Correct. Yes. So I've got this time the Death Knight, Gribbet, Orlanth, and Wintrude are going to be gone after. So the Death Knight, that's going to be a 21.
Oh, to hit for me? Or?
Yep. No, the Death Knight.
Oh, the Death Knight.
Alphonse. Does that hit, Gelmir?
23.
I rolled a 21.
I'm gonna parry, so no.
Okay. Gribbet, that is a 10. That will probably miss.
Misses.
Wintrude, that's a 19.
That hits.
Okay. That's going to be 6 points of piercing damage.
So I'm gonna
And
use-
then Orlanth, ooh, that's a 22. That'll hit. And that's going to be 8 points of piercing damage. Now I need everyone to make dex saves, including the Draco Lich, as a cloud of arrows come in.
Can I get partial cover or something like that? In my position.
I'll say that Alexander, Tyr, Gelmir, and Shogo get advantage on the dex save
Oh, good, because I
because of
rolled
the
a 1.
size of the creature.
All right. What about Alphonse?
That advantage. does not help.
Alphonse, Gribbets, or Wintrude, and Orlanth will all make regular dex saves. Gribbets because he's flying.
Can we use karmatic
fair.
dice for the dex save, so I can't roll bad multiple times in a row on dex save? There's an option in Baldur's Gate. I just wondered if it's the
Right.
same
so
game, right?
I'm rolling a straight up deck save then.
Yep.
I might be dead. I might manage the stun only to die here.
24.
24 will save. What about Tyr?
Oh, Tyr. Woo. Let me see. Dex
Tyr
save.
has advantage
Tyr has advantage on this.
because he's in
dex
base
save.
with the huge creature.
Filthy 20.
That'll save as well. So you take half of 16 points of piercing damage.
God
Only
damn
8.
it.
For him?
Shogo, what'd you get?
9.
9. That'll fail. You take 16 points of piercing.
Somehow,
Whoa,
despite
Shogo
being
falls.
in the literally blocked by the dragon's skull, I get hit by an arrow.
Did you roll with advantage?
Gilmore really did it.
Yeah, I rolled with advantage. I have really bad dice.
All right.
Um,
Alexander, what'd you get?
Let's not even talk about it. I took the damage. Let's just move on.
Gelmir, you, Gribbets,
I'm a
and
tank.
Alphonse.
Oh,
Gelmir got a natural 20 for a 29. Alphonse
Okay.
got a 20, and Gribbet's got a 10.
Okay. So you take half of 16, and Gribbets takes 16 points of piercing damage.
that's what you get, Gilmere.
You what you done?
Next time I'm just
Hold-
hellish rebuking
hold on.
and killing Gelmir so he doesn't cause any more. We could have been done with this battle if Gelmir was dead.
I go limp in the dragon's throat.
You guys watch as these clouds of arrows just kind of coming, arcing down into the battlefield. You watch up in the Draco Lich's form as Shogo goes limp, as like 2 or 3 of the arrows stick through, find gaps in the bones to like stick into Shogo's form as they go unconscious in the mouth of the creature. Like he's crawling down its throat, only to get like stuck by arrows, and then goes limp, unconscious, in the creature's throat. And then the rain of arrows should kind of peter out. That will finish all of the bad guys' turn. That means, Alex, you are up with Tyr on deck.
So, guys, let me get this straight. Shogo climbed into its mouth, thinking it was a great idea, and then just died inside of the mouth. Whew. All right. Okay, so I have 2 questions.
That
maybe
jagged
3.
little pill.
First question is, do I get the intention that when it did transform, it kept some of the damage that it already did when it transformed? Like, is it still injured from prior?
Yeah, your passive is good enough that what it's turned into is like an extension of the effect of the card. While it's behaving like a Draco Lich, you can still see damage to its form from its previous form. So this feels like some kind of augmented form of polymorph.
Okay, so I get the impression that its health is a little bit lower than what it would be.
It's still got the effect of its previous form.
Do I get the impression that a dispel magic would do anything to a card?
Ooh. No, the one thing you figured out from the use of the cards, when the card is consumed, the magic effect becomes permanent. You get the feeling that only a wish spell might undo whatever this thing is becoming.
Okay. And then I look at Winchard and I say, do you want me to run and attack the people on the balcony? Or do you want me to stand here and fight?
I don't know!
Do I get the impression that I would take an attack of opportunity if I ran away?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We're going at him. I get advantage, though, until the end of this turn, right? So that's the thing.
Yeah, because Tyr's turn hasn't started yet, so it's still lit up with the fairy fire effect of Tyr's sword. Yeah.
Okay. Trying to do the math on this great hit. It's
because you gotta do bonuses.
But it's a hit. It's a hit because it's 29. Even if I -5 and then add the other, it's gonna be a hit.
Yep, that's definitely a hit. Its AC currently is 20.
Okay, so this first attack, but I think he's resistant to necrotic, but we'll figure that out in a second. So this first attack is that not the greatest rolls. 21 plus 5.
So 26.
But the 5 it is necrotic.
Okay. So the 5, it still takes it. In this form, it's more resistant than it is immune, so it'll take 2 additional points instead of the 5. So that's your first attack.
Yep, and then I'm just double checking to make sure that that's everything on that. Let me see. Actions.
Do you want a bonus action hex it first? Are you able to do that?
I already used my hex.
Oh, that's right, because it's part of your lineage, not necessarily a spell component.
I know. That would have been a lot more damage. But you guys killed the first one.
You guys were so successful with the first one that, a little bit of failure next time, so I could be more successful.
Can't you reapply the hex if the target dies? I thought that was a thing.
I think it is a thing, but
I know you can do that with Hunter's Mark, so you might be able to.
I'll leave it up to you. If it
curse ends early. If the target dies, you die, or you can pay him damage. No, but I'm supposed to gain health from its death, from that previous death.
Killed it.
Right, because you absorb its form, right? You absorb its life essence.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if that's only if I kill it. No, it's just if he dies at all. Okay, so
Right.
I should gain 17 hit points back, so that could help us.
Yep.
All right, I'm
go
going to
for
do
it.
that.
Yep.
All right, and then I'm going to attack again.
Go
with my
for it.
advantage. But I'm not using great on this one. And it's going to be modify, which is... What is that? 16. Do I get another modifier? I think there's something else I get. No, maybe not. +4. No. Is there anything?
Remember... Oh, you already rolled with advantage, so never mind.
This is where we might be straying into TPK territory here.
The first attack wasn't bad, but yeah, that's.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think
I got an idea.
it's been a good ride.
So did you hit it?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. Well, you could tell me that a 16 misses, and then I'll be like,
Yeah,
okay.
16 misses. You feel your weapon bounce off the hide of the creature. But that first attack did some damage to it. You saw more bones crack and fall away from it, and its form kind of wavered briefly. That finish your turn?
Yep.
Okay.
I guess yeah, because I can't. I'll take an attack of opportunity if I run away.
Yeah.
I guess I could take the attack of opportunity and then Hellish Rebuke it.
That's possible.
If
it hits you.
If it hits me.
Take one-
Just for the sake of extra damage.
Mike, you're like a freaking like take one for the team mode to the extreme. It's like, Jesus, dude, that's pretty rough.
Yeah, because I mean, Hellish Rebuke is strong.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not
Reusing,
arguing with the
yeah.
logic of it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna. No, well, it's gonna hit me anyways. It's gonna. No. Enter.
I love that kind of going back and forth. It's just such a D&D move. So Tyr is up with Gelmir on deck. Which is you, Chris.
Tyr is gonna cry. Tyr is going to. Whew.
Am I in range for healing word?
Yeah, you're in range.
Yeah, a nice
Yeah,
healing
Tyr's
word.
within 60 feet. So here's the deal, though. I have to. Can I see Shogo? Can Tyr see Shogo?
Oh yeah, absolutely. 'Cause remember, it's the undead form, so it's like there's not enough material to block off the view. So yeah, you could definitely see it.
Not enough material to block off arrows either, evidently.
Exactly.
Okay, check this out. Do I have the slot? Yes, I have the slot.
I mean, we're gonna kill this. I'm very confident. I tell him. I'm very confident this thing's dying.
I still think it's on our side.
Oh shit! I was looking at Hold Monster, and then I'm like reading through it real quick, and then I get to the line about this spell has no effect on undead. And I'm like, God.
Yeah.
Damn it!
I know.
Well, that's the thing is all my spells are like that. They're where they're like, if it can't be frightened. Like I don't think this thing can be frightened, charmed, or any of that. So yeah, I don't.
So what's Tyr doing there,
to
Chris?
keep butchering hit songs. I'm gonna take it back. I think to the 70s.
Are you gonna give me
earlier
a
that,
bardic inspiration?
I'm just gonna be. I'm gonna slam out. You've got that healing feeling, and heal Shogo for rolls dice. Ooh, this is sweet. That's like 12. That's 17. That's 20. 29.
Ooh.
I just
Oh,
blasted down. That was a
Yeah.
6th level healing word.
Nice. So 29 hit points back to you, Shogo. As you
So that picks him back up, right?
Well, he's conscious inside the mouth of the Draco Lich. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
Anything else you want to do there for Tyr?
let me see. What does he have? Actions. I'm clicking on bonus action. Oh, I can bonus action. Stab him with a dagger.
Yeah, go for it. Is it a magical dagger?
Hell no.
Feel free to try.
But it's gonna be. Let me roll this d20. Nope, it's a 14, and this is.
Yeah, like he goes to dab at it with an offhand dagger, and the creature kind of shifts out of the way, and it glances off the bone exterior of the creature.
Okay.
Finishes
That's
turn.
it. Yeah, sorry about that. I was a little bit.
No, it's
I should have
Populate.
bonus action healed.
I appreciate that you're okay running the characters.
Yeah.
Don't even worry. Gelmir, you're up with Orlanth on deck.
All right. So I'm gonna look at this thing, and then in Draconic, I'm gonna speak to it. All right. So yeah, I gave you this new form because I'm a Goblin God and I'm awesome. It's super cool. So drop our friend, and then take this as a chance to enjoy your second life and get out of here. You're free. And then I'm gonna hold like my action to see how it responds,
Okay.
Persuasion
And-
with disadvantage.
and then I'm gonna have my Death Knight hold a spell to see how it responds.
Okay. So give me a persuasion roll for starters.
You are speaking in its new native tongue.
I am. So that's a 9.
A 9.
Right.
It looks down at you in confusion. It's not
Yes.
understanding why you're trying to talk to it, but it also, you get the sense that it's confused by the fact that it can understand your language. It immediately rears back like it's now focused on you. Whatever it feels that you're responsible for its torment, and it's now focused angrily on you.
Well, that's not great.
We
So-
like confusion better.
I'll use my action. I want to try and do divine intervention. So I'm gonna just be like, "All right, garbage pail. This is your time to shine. All right, I want that guy to be subservient, like so many goblins are. I want him to have subservient goblin mentality."
What level are you? 13 or 12?
12.
Yeah, roll a D100, get a 12 or less, and see if your new avatar god intervenes for you.
And I don't have anything that'll give me advantage or anything, right? No, I don't think so.
Not particularly. I mean, you're not even technically a cleric. This is just the chaos of you pulling cards.
Here we go, everybody. It's an 11.
No.
That's legendary. That is legendary.
What was the roll for?
Wait a minute. Wait a
Divine
minute. You
intervention.
really get 11?
I rolled an 11.
Hold on.
On what?
Here. On divine.
It's an-
It's on the board. It's on D&D Beyond.
I know. I gotta go see it just for the sake of seeing it. Because
Oh my! Wait, is it? Where's
Yeah,
the
Yeah,
log?
no, it is. I saw the 11. Is that out of a D what?
He
I
did.
was 100.
Rolled with flourishing dice set, an 11, and it took pictures of the dice.
Yeah, I'm looking at the log right now.
That's captured for all eternity. Well, until I erase the log for me, but you know what I mean. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What does an 11 mean?
There it
Means
is.
my new
So-
god is
so
about
with-
to intervene.
So with divine intervention, you roll a D100, and like you have to
If
get
it's-
your level or less for
Yeah,
the divine
to
intervention to
get
happen.
you
Like
to
a
kick
god
off, yeah.
intercedes on your behalf with
So-
the prayer.
You guys watch as the manifestation of the avatar within Gelmir kind of like sends out this divine energy. And the whole time this mouth is screaming out, "Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this." And this radiant energy pours out of Gelmir's form, slams in to the Dracolich, and turns it to dust in front of him.
Wait, what?
And as it turns into dust and begins to collapse down, it reforms back into its giant formation. And then the giant just strides out of the ash and bone of the old Dracolich form. And this giant now hovers over Gelmir's form. And then you just hear this guttural, As you see this docile undead giant just kind of stop attacking everybody and is now looking at Gelmir as if waiting for orders.
God.
Yeah, I'll just point at, I'll just point at the wall. Yeah, take care of that. We're done with that whole ballista thing. Just take care of that.
Okay, so let me get rid of that. Shogo, give me a deck save as you collapse to the ground.
I had a whole scene. God. 0. 0.
Gelmir ruins it all. That should be his name. Gelmir. That's actually, I'm going to rename my character. Gelmir ruins it all.
I had this whole scene in mind for what I was trying to do, but the thing damn disintegrated.
Oh my god. Where? Oh, there he is. Right.
Don't turn this into when Gelmir wins, everybody loses. Come on.
No, that's not the point. I just had plans.
I had plans.
I had plans, Gelmir.
It immediately strides away from Gelmir, approaches the gates, and starts pounding on the gates in the wall. Just like, and like everything is like shuddering, and rocks are beginning to like fall from the strikes. That will finish Gelmir's turn. Although your Death Knight has a held spell based on how the outcome is going to be. So the Death Knight can still use a spell.
Yeah.
Because it's just an outcome he was holding it for.
So technically I said he was going to cast it on that creature. So before he walks away, I guess he'd cast magic weapon on him. So
okay.
The giant now has a giant magic weapon.
So the giant now has a giant magic weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
It's huge. It's huge stone axe is like glowing with like magical energy as it begins to just pound into the door, pounding into the wall and the tower structure of the gatehouse. That'll finish your turn, Gelmir, right?
Sorry,
or do you want to move?
Sorry, it's elemental weapon, so it's actually now a lightning axe. Just
okay, so because God knows Gelmir loves lightning.
Yeah.
We'll say it now has a light. And does it say anything about damage?
Yeah. It's a +1 to attack rolls and deals an extra 1d4 lightning damage.
All right. So I think all you got left is move, right?
Yeah, I'll stay where I'm at.
Okay. Stay in the background there.
Orland,
Orland.
my backstory and everything.
Yeah, like Orland, like finishes building the small toy cannon yet again. She points towards the doors as it erupts. You watch as the ballistic energy arcing, and like slams into the doors, right alongside the giant. You watch part of the door kind of slightly crack as the energy of the door is affected heavily by the damage that she caused. That'll finish her turn. That takes us to the top of the 4th round. Wintrude, you're up with Shogo on deck. Shogo, you took 8 points of falling damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna look for one of the ballistas and use Eldritch Blast on it if I can.
Okay,
if I'm able to see it, yeah.
What's the range?
120 feet, so I'd have to probably move to.
I will tell you shortly, just so we have an idea. Yeah, the nearest one to you is 400 feet.
Oh shit! So forget that.
Because the ballistas have like 600 feet of range.
Yeah, and it's like way up. Looks like it's about 40 or 50 feet up.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you'd have to get really close to the wall to be able to Eldritch Blast it.
I am going to move within 120 feet of the gate and then Eldritch Blast the gate. Then.
Okay, so your total movement is 30, 35?
Yeah, let me see. What's my speed again? 25 feet, actually. Not even that much.
Okay. So you are currently 120 feet from the gate.
Oh, so I don't have to move?
Well, you're a little over, so I'll say if you move up in front of your sister,
Okay.
you're now within 120 feet of the gate.
Yeah, so I'll just fire off 2 Eldritch Blast bolts.
Go for
at
it.
So let me just remind myself of my bonus to hit. Spells. Okay. One is a 23,
That'll hit.
and the other is a 14.
Its AC is a 15, so I'll just barely miss.
Okay, so the damage is just a 1d10 for that one. So that's a total of 4.
4 points of force damage. Once again, just adding to the what's piling up on the gate, the arc of the energy slamming into it. You can see little cracks appearing in the gate. The energy that kind of brought everything into existence kind of crackling slightly, glitching in and out, but still the magic is holding.
Every little bit helps, as the old lady said when she pissed into the sea.
That finish your turn?
That finishes my turn.
All right.
And
Shogo.
she is busy thinking though. She's like, Gilmere, how in the and she just shoots it off. She's just staring at him in disbelief, like.
I wonder if I could give the giant to Shogo.
We'll see how this goes. All right, Shogo, you are up with the bad guys on deck.
All right, I'm going to try and sprint towards closer to the wall, but end up somewhere with cover, be it one of the crystals or one of the bone things.
So it's 40 feet, 28 feet, or 35 feet. So this one right here?
The closer one, if possible. I'm sprint. Well,
Are you action dashing? Is that what you're doing? So you're moving and action dashing?
Yeah, to get to cover, I think I'd have to dash.
So you want to go to this one?
Do you think I could get to the dragon skull over on the right?
Yeah, because you were right here in front. I don't see why not. It's exactly 40 feet to get to the dragon skull.
I'm just trying to decide which cover would be closest.
The cover behind the dragon skull.
Well, closest to the wall, I meant, sorry.
To the wall or the gate?
To the wall.
So this one would probably put you closer to the wall.
All right.
there. So that's your
And-
move and your action to do that?
Does anyone look extremely injured besides me?
I leave that up to the group because you can see everybody. I mean, I know Alex looks a little rough. Oh my God, Alex!
I'm
takes
fine.
the
I'm
yellow
fine.
runes and
Tear is
all.
rough. Tear,
I'm fine.
Tear from like let's see, what was Tear's original? Out of 112 HP, he is now down to 36.
Out of 111, I'm down to 16.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're even rough by 20 minutes.
So I cast Healing Word on Gelmir before I run past, which rolled fairly low. For 12 hit points, basically.
Yeah, almost doubled my health.
So is your total move 40 feet? Are you able to move 40 feet, Shogo?
If I dash, yeah.
So dash for you is an action, right?
Healing Word is a bonus action.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Just want to make sure. So Gelmir gets how much back?
12. Yeah.
Okay. So,
So
Gelmir,
basically-
you get 12 hit points.
These kind of mosquito-like creatures escape from my bandages, injecting this like illuminated
Ugh,
fluid
my skin
into
just
you.
crawled.
Yeah. As disgusting as it is, your wounds begin to knit as it's injected.
Put it in my second mouth.
So I'll finish Shogo's turn. The bad guys are up. So I'm going to have the giant attack the door first. Let's It's definitely going to be a hit. And there's going to be 29 points of bludgeoning damage. So the door like shudders, and cracks begin to run up the wall, the tower. The magic light on the door is kind of like glitching with every strike, but it's holding, but it's starting to look pretty rough. You then watch as all 4 ballistas turn to face the giant, and all 4 shoot down at the giant.
Did you take my giant?
That's going to be a 10, which will miss. That's going to be a 14, 12. Only 1 will hit. And that's going to be 10 points of piercing damage. Although it is no, it's not because of its physical form. And with that, all of the skellies are going to leap off the wall.
No! Is it falling damage?
They do not leap off the wall. That'll be their move. Means there will be no shadow of arrows launched during this turn. And that will finish the bad guy's turn. That brings us to Alex, or you took Alexander away and called Gelmir ruins it all. Alexander is up with Tyr on deck.
Okay, so every one of them is off the wall now.
Almost. There's still some above the gate, and some are still up in the tower.
And are they manning ballistas up there?
They are, but those haven't fired yet. So far,
All right.
only 4 of the 6 have been actively participating in the attack.
Fair enough. Okay. So I will do each creature.
So what are you doing?
I'm gonna do a spell,
Uh-oh.
and I'm trying to figure out. These are both really decent. Okay, I'm gonna do. Can I see what like a 20 foot spear would look like in terms of like if I'm hitting enough people with this
20-foot sphere.
on the skellies?
That is 10 feet across, right? Or no, 20, right?
It would be, yeah.
Be like this. Yeah. Like
Okay,
a
yeah,
block
that
it.
on the skellies. As many skeletons as I can possibly hit with that. And I'm gonna
Okay.
do.
Oh, come on, just get out of there. Okay, so what's the range on the spell?
120 feet. Okay, my only question is, can I tell like what their intelligence level is by any chance?
They look like typical undead, while they still have signs of, like, you get the feeling that these are people that have died here and now are being used as part of the curse of the Hell's Mouth Gate. So they're not particularly anything out of the ordinary of usual undead.
But they're higher than a 2, right? They're not like some.
You know what? That's a good question. Let me double check their stat block really quick before I.
Like I guess lower than a 2 is like a beetle or something, right?
Yeah, they're into 6.
Yeah, I mean they're 6, so they're not idiots. They
Okay, perfect. So I'm going to cast this, and it choose a point to cause psychic energy to explode there. Each creature, 20-foot radius, centered on the point, must make an intelligence saving throw of 17.
Yeah, they have a. Oh, boom. So that's gonna
Yeah.
get 2, 4, 6 of them, right?
Yeah,
there.
let's do that.
Okay. So that's going to be 6 intelligence saving throws. Fail, 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 fail. That's 4 failures. Fail and fail. So that's 6 failures. Go ahead and roll damage.
Ooh, sweet.
17 damage to each one of them.
Nice.
So as your psychic blast envelops 6 of them, you watch as the surface strata of their bones begin to crack. You watch as pieces of their bones fall away. All 6 of them look extremely rough.
And then also for 1 minute, they have muddled thoughts, and it subtracts a d6 from their attack rolls and their ability checks, as well as their Constitution saving throws.
Okay. Yeah, these 6 are probably not going to do
And
much.
they can choose to make an Intelligence saving throw at the end of their turn to end that effect if they wish.
Okay. So that's
So
your
it's
action.
D6
You
from their
still-
attack rolls and ability checks.
Gotcha. So that's your action. You still have
Yeah.
your move and your bonus action.
I move closer.
How close?
Let me just make sure this is not a concentration spell, so I don't care. Okay, I'm gonna go as close as I can, which would be 30 feet. And as a bonus action, I'm drinking a potion, and that's my turn.
Okay.
If I can do that as a bonus action.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's only ever an action if you pour it into somebody else's mouth. All right, that'll finish Alexander's turn. Tyr is
Or hit
up
points.
with Gelmir on deck.
So let me see. If I'm understanding where Tyr is correctly,
Tyr's right here.
Tyr's speed is 30 feet. Tyr's going to move up 30 feet, like his full movement, and then
Right there.
I think this affects these skeletons. He's going to cast hypnotic pattern, like
Okay,
kind
on
of
the
a,
6 that are the same ones that. Is there an area of
So-
effect?
So the way that hypnotic pattern works is it's a 30-foot cube within range. I kind of wanted to cast it in the middle of the skeletons, and
Like-
just whichever ones are in that 30-foot cube
Like here?
range. Let me click back to. Sorry, where is it? Yeah, like that, like a 30-foot. Yeah, out on those.
And
Yeah,
30 foot is at 5
It's like-
feet?
it's like a
or
30-foot cube.
Right. I don't know if I have the ability to do.
Yeah, so I'm not trying to complicate it.
No. I would say you're probably looking at getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skeletons affected by it.
So they pattern. It's a wisdom. Those skeletons affected need to make a wisdom saving throw DC 17.
Okay, they're neither wise or intelligent. So,
Trip
That's
out these
going-
colors.
yeah, that's 4 failures. That's
Here-
6 failures, 1 success. I rolled a natural 20 out of all of those.
Tear singing. He's purple haze all in my brain. And then this pattern of just purple, orange, white, just psychedelic madness just takes place there.
And what? Any damage?
It does not do any damage. So what happens is, while charmed by this spell, the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0. The spell
Okay.
ends for an affected creature if it takes any damage, or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor.
Yeah, not only did they take all that damage from Alexander, but now they're frozen in place by this bizarre purple hypnotic pattern that's kind of like slamming down into them and warping around them as they are unable to move and do anything.
that's Tyr's turn.
All right. I'll finish Tyr's turn. Gelmir, you are up with Orlanth on deck.
All right. How far are those skeletons on the left from the Death Knight?
About 150 feet.
150?
Yep.
Perfect. He's going to move 30 feet. So this is my bonus action commanding him. And
Okay.
he's going to throw a Hellfire Orb.
That's a deck save, right?
It's a Dex save DC 18. And it's a 20-foot radius.
Yep, that's gonna get, if you launch it right here, that's gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the skellies.
All right.
That is 14, 11, 5, and 7. 5 and 7. So all will fail.
All right, so it's going to be 43 fire damage and 38 necrotic damage.
They are immune to necrotic, but they had exactly 37 hit points as they just immediately just turn to ash. Like, you just watch as the fiery orb arcs over. It like flashes outward, and like a flash fire, it just consumes them, and they're still standing there, and then they just collapse into ash.
It's like a whole Oppenheimer thing going down there.
Yeah.
All right. And then for Gelmir, he's going to move into the skeleton. That's where Shogo is, right? The dragon skeleton?
No, Shogo is in front of this crystal, about 30 feet in front of you.
Oh, I'm going to go hide in that dragon eye.
Over here?
About 40 feet, yeah.
Okay.
So I'll just go kind
And-
of crawl in there, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay, go for it.
My 3rd level.
They'll finish your turn. Orloff, seeing that the giant's now helping with the door, she's going to move 25 feet up this outcropping of fractured rock. She's going to set down a new toy this time, and the toy begins to unfold. And you watch as a catapult comes into existence and then immediately launches and then disappears. You watch as this huge rock slams into the door. That's going to be 29 points of bludgeoning damage. You actually watch as part of the door cracks open and falls to the ground. The door looks beyond extremely rough, like it's barely hanging together. You watch as the entire magic of the plates like momentarily glitches, like you see like magic arcing up and off the doors and marking along the Hellmouth Gate walls. It's barely holding together at this point.
This is totally our party style, having to blast, just totally destroy the door instead
Like,
of solving a
fuck the
riddle.
riddle,
at this point.
blast the door.
This is the easiest.
Hey, they
riddle
were the
I've
ones who
ever done.
escalated things. We're-
All right, that'll take us to the top of the 5th round. Rintrude, you are up with Shogo on deck.
I'm going to use my speed, my movement to get 25 feet forward, kind of near Orlanth. And then I'm just going to Eldritch Blast the doors again.
Go for it.
Try to see if there's like a hinge or something I can do to sort of like precision shoot or something. One totally misses because I think, I don't know, it's a 12. One is a 12.
No, it's a AC 15 to hit.
Okay, the other one is a 23, so that one
That'll
hit.
definitely hit. Roll for damage.
Dang, that was almost a 6. That's a 4. That's a 4
4.
force damage. The problem with
You-
Eldritch Blast is it's just a D10. That's it, straight D10.
Yeah. You watch as the energy strikes the door. Both doors shudder and debris falls down. You get the feeling this thing, like literally it has 1 hit point left.
Sweet. Guys! Hit the door!
Don't tell me what to do. I'm a god.
The mouth is like, no, I'm a god. You're a vessel.
I'm a vassal.
And that's the end of my turn is arguing with Gelmir as usual.
Yeah. Shogo, you are up, and then the bad guys are on deck.
I'm going to run as close as I can towards Alex, basically, so that I'm as close to as many of the skeletons as possible with my 30 feet of movement.
Okay, I'll put you right alongside him.
My next action involves a a 30-foot pulse around me.
Okay.
How many do you think I would hit with that?
30 gets you here. 30-foot pulse,
Yeah.
centering from you.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them.
All right, good enough. That being the case, I use what's it called? Channel Divinity. Basically, this flood of undead worm pheromones starts streaming out of me. This sickly, sweet smell. Any undead have to make a what's the saving
I think it's a
throw?
wisdom save, right?
Yeah, wisdom saving throw DC 16.
But isn't there a limitation based on their CR?
There is not actually. If they are under CR2, they immediately die upon failure.
Right, that's what I thought.
Nice.
So I got to make 6 saves. 2 fail. 2 fail. And 2 fail. I can't roll saves to save my life today. As you watch,
They all
6
immediately, like, knowing instinctively what the pheromones entail, they start ripping themselves apart in order to escape these vessels, which they think are about to become infested by the crest worms.
Yeah, and actually they're CR 1.5. So as your effect slams into them and the worms kind of like envelop them, they just immediately start destroying themselves and collapse into heaps of bones on the ground.
And
One way to do it.
So that was
How
your
far-
move, your action. You still have a bonus action.
how far away is the that one over to the right?
This one here.
Actually, is it within 60 feet?
Oh yeah, it's definitely with it. It's like right around, I'd say 50 feet from you.
All right, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon at 4th level and attack one of them. 16 to hit,
16 will definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
11 force damage.
Of course. It is looking incredibly rough as it only has a few points left. Yeah, the whole right flank of the skeleton horde is like down and out right now.
And I end my turn.
And your turn. Alexander, you are up with Tyr on deck. There are 4 skeletons left to the right of you. There's the main undead giant attacking the door. You can see a handful of skeletons way off to the left, but pretty much out of range.
And
You
how
can
much
see-
HP does the door look like it has?
It looks like it's like about to fall apart.
Alright, I run up as close as I can get to the door, I guess.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. How many feet do you move?
30.
Okay, 30 will put you in base with the door.
Alright, I attack the door.
Go for it. Give me an attack roll.
24.
Okay. As you guys watch Alexander charge up to the door and he brings this huge weapon down into the shattered door panels, there's a huge explosion of arcane light. Just this explosion of blue energy and yellow energy that arcs off the doors as the magic of the door collapses. And as the magic of the door collapses, you then watch as the giant's form fades. You watch as all of the remaining skeletons, like on the ground, up in the towers and the parapets. And as that happens, an apparition appears amongst the ruin of the door, and you just watch as it decays away. This screams in terror. It screams in horrid, like, mutilation form. This silhouette of Chenix just disintegrates around you. And then you just watch as this door comes apart, the magic of the protection of the Hell's Mouth Gate done away with. The Shadar city is now on the other side. But it's a strange kind of like miasmic kind of energy field on the other side. And all you can see is hell pits on the other side of the fortress gates. And you can see thousands of undead creatures down in these hell pits, trying to scramble up out of the pits, but falling back. This huge bridge arcs over these pits of the undead down into the entry point of the Shadar city. And in the middle of the Shadar city, this great pyramid kind of making up the center focus of the city with these huge monolithic buildings built all around it. What do you guys want to do?
I drink a health potion as my bonus action.
Gotta say, that went pretty well. I think we all did good things there. Nobody made any giant mistakes. And good job, everyone.
I walk up to Gilbert. Yeah, thanks, Coach. May I have the deck back, please?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait, what did you say? I can't understand.
I don't know. I don't know what that is. Alphonse?
All right, guys. I'll you on the other side.
I want to try to point, like, you know, and as I'm saying this, I want to point with one hand and be like, look, if we're gonna go across this bridge and get to this, and then with the other hand, I want to try to sleight of hand, try to like palm out or just get the cards from him.
This would be a pretty high DC. So
yeah, no, I know. It's just
the Death Knight's coming over. I'll say Orlanth is coming over as well to kind of like figure out what's going on. And everyone's like watching where Alex is over in the archway of the gate and is moving forward towards the bridge over the hell pits. Shogo as Gelmir, Wintrude, and I'll say Tears over there as well, and Orlanth get a little bit closer. What are you doing with your time, Shogo?
I start just kind of limping back towards where the cauldron is, basically holding my insides inside. And I just look at... I have a question. The skeletons, when the magic was dissipated, they completely faded? Or did they just fall apart?
The ones that were still alive faded. Like, the magic barrier was destroyed, therefore they were tied to the magic. There are lots of remains of skeletal remains, like, strewn across the field. From, like, previous encounters, as well as the destruction of the skeletons within this encounter as well.
I kind of just start sorting my three family members into distinct piles best as I can. And after I'm done with that, I'm just going to try and figure out exactly what the cauldron does, because I know there's definitely a way to use it under these circumstances, but I'm not too familiar with what it actually can do.
Right. So you're reforming your family while also trying to figure out precisely what this cauldron is capable of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Richard,
go ahead and give me a sleight of hand.
Do you know anything that could help Shogo?
What do you mean help Shogo?
With that cauldron, do you know stuff about it?
Well, maybe. Can you get closer and hold your hands up so I can see it?
We'll think about it.
So just to give you the full explanation here, I'm rolling the d20, adding the plus 12 my sleight of hand bonus, plus my talesman, plus my bardic inspiration to get 26.
Okay. So Gelmir, do you want to use a deception, like you've got it in such a well hidden spot of your body that you're free to make a deception roll to prevent Wintrude from finding it and taking it off your form?
I think I'd rather just do perception and just catch Wintrude trying to take
Okay.
it.
Yeah, that's fair. You can give me a
Yeah.
perception check to see if you notice her trying to get the deck back from you.
And then having the Death Knight coming up and the extra eyes, do any of that help?
No, it's just
okay.
a servant. It's
Well.
your pet.
Let's see what we got. 15.
Gelmir's like so concerned about Shogo and the avatar's talking through his forehead that he doesn't notice you, Wintrude, kind of reach in to an interior pocket and you see the deck and you grab it. It's lighter. You could feel the cards have been pulled from it. But you have possession of the deck, and you look over at your sister, who kind of like raises an eyebrow in concern, sees you pull the deck back from Gelmir, but there's a moment that you feel a strange kind of penetration of sentience into your mind, and you just hear this like distant, like, goblin voice in your mind. Oh, thank God you took that back. I'm pretty sure this vessel's gonna kill us all. I'm almost positive. And it's at that point you guys are kind of looking up where Alexander is, and Alexander's strolling over the death bridge, with this hellscape. Yeah, this hellscape of the death pits, or the hell pits, kind of like disgorging attempted forms to come out of it, but they fall back into it. Alexander, give me a wisdom save as you start crossing the bridge.
14.
You feel this sense of despair as you're crossing the bridge, like you're coming across it, and you can feel the voices of thousands of condemned souls, like just hammering into your psyche, just pummeling you, as you take 12 points of psychic damage. But you continue to push your way through, and you push your way through, and you come out the other side of the bridge into like the entry point of where you can now see the base of the pyramid. And all behind you, you can see everyone on the other side. Behind you, you can see the hell pits kind of calm down as soon as you cross the bridge. Go ahead.
Yeah, I look back at everybody, and then I look forward as like, this is like my future destined. Like, this is what it all like amounted to, and I just silently just walk towards the pyramid.
And as you start walking towards the pyramid, that's when you begin to realize that there are thousands of forms in this city, either shadows, undead spectrals, winged forms, kind of flying up and around the huge tall buildings. And as you get close, you see a double door entry into the pyramid. The front of the pyramid is this huge visual representation of Halaster Blackcloak. And here it's just like this huge tome writing on the front of it in big runic kind of common writing. Here lies the beginning, the middle, and the end. Turn back now or never see the light again. And that's where we're going to finish tonight. You guys made it to the entrance of Halaster's tomb. I feel so bad that Tyr wasn't here with us for this session, man. That was a lot of fun. There were like 3 of you almost died. I didn't realize your hit points were getting so low. Holy shit.
I need to heal Tyr, or have Tyr heal himself too, because he's at like 30.
Oh my God. Well, we're going to say goodnight to everybody online, but you guys linger. We'll talk about the schedule. So,
Okay.
everyone, thank you for coming out. We appreciate you all. We will be back here next week, hopefully with Tyr back. Other than that, be kind, be safe, and play a game. We'll see you guys later. Bye, everybody.